I'm just going to read this text. I completely disagree, but and it's from somebody who hasn't put a name. Good morning. Mike Dean thought a yellow card was the right decision for Martinez.
No.
Everybody on the Sky Sports panel thought it was a red. Coisty, you thought it was a red. I thought it was a red.
Red all day.
Only he will know, but for me, he knew exactly what he was doing.
Jeff, I'm going to tell you something. That's one of these ones, and by the way, you don't have to necessarily have played the game to know the game, right? I'm not one of these guys at all. But having played the game at a reasonable level, I knew right away what he was doing. I knew exactly what he was doing. You know, he's got done on the inside and he sticks his leg up. Now, I think it's a shocking tackle, and I'll tell you why I've got it done as a shocking tackle. Because if it catches his knee, could rip his ligaments apart. And I thought it was nothing other than nasty, and it's a straight red, no doubt for me.
Yeah, completely agree.
Looking at the back pages for you, there's a lot of focus on Bruno Fernandes, Jeff, because it's all about his apology to Erik ten Hag. So the headline in The Sun says, blame us for Erik acts. We did. Also back page of the Daily Mail, I'm so sorry. The Mirror going for we're called to blame, and the Express saying Bruno's tough call. So it's said that he picked up the phone and he apologised for the performances of the players, including his own performances, leading to Erik ten Hag getting the sack.
There's no surprise in it for me. I know it's a back page headline, but you would fully expect your captain, if you lost your job, to give you a call to A, thank you, and B, wish you all the best.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, I think that Bruno, wasn't consistent, but I thought was the best player under Ten Hag during the course of that. And the apology, I think, well, so what? What does it matter? You know,
it's a good headline, more than anything.
Of course it is.
Probably a number of players made the call too. Just in terms of that tackle last night for Martinez, it's getting a lot of coverage in the papers today. Studs up tackles like this can end a player's career. Keith Hackett, the referee, writing in today's Telegraph Sport. Can I just go back to a couple of weeks ago when Bruno Fernandes slipped and then that red card?
Completely different.
But he did slip.
Completely different.
But he slipped, Jeff.
Martinez, he hit his leg on the knee and then he dragged it down his shin as well.
But he slipped. His left foot slipped. He's lost total balance.
One of them's premeditated.
Yeah.
One of them's premeditated. One of them's completely accidental, I think. I don't think Fernandes has any intention at all. He slipped. You're right, Martin, he slipped. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But if you watch his right leg, it goes up and comes down in I'm doing you fashion. I'm telling you.
Richard, the Chelsea fans, just texted and said Martinez, straight red, could have ruined Palmer's career. Yeah. And I agree with him.
And luckily, Cole Palmer is okay. Let's focus on the back page of the Times. And Joe Marler retiring from England. He's been making a lot of headlines, hasn't he, over the last week?
He's been magic.
He has been. Will Kelleher saying in the Times this morning, Joe Marler has retired from international rugby with immediate effect and will play no further part in England's autumn campaign, which was a shame because he was selected. The Times understands that he told Borthwick of his decision when he left camp, then returned to his family home in Sussex. Marler has therefore retired from Test rugby for the second time, having done so in 2018, and he will leave the international stage for good, having won 95 England caps. He's the kind of character, isn't he, that you enjoy?
Yeah, of course. And I tell you what, in that sport, 95 caps.
Correct.
That's 95 times when Joe has walked out onto the pitch knowing that he would return a little bit less handsome than when he started the game. I mean, it takes some bottle. We know him, obviously, because he's a brilliant character. The sort of character.
And just for the record, he didn't start the game Clark Gable, by the way, just in case you thought he was starting the game of an extremely high standard of handsomeness. No, but in all seriousness, you're right. And more so now, Jeff, because there's been a bigger change in that sport in the last 20 years, probably in terms of physicality and the size of the boys than ever. It's as aggressive and physical a sport as it's ever been. And the hits these boys take and the pressure on their bodies. He's had a brilliant career. I think he played maybe two or three World Cup finals as well. He certainly his record's fantastic. Well earned rest, and with a bit of luck we'll be seeing more of him.
Yeah, absolutely. Leah's just texting. I'm not sure it's the Lee I met last week. I think it probably is. If so, morning, Lee. And he said, morning, chaps. Martinez thinks he's a modern-day hard man, but he's nothing but a coward. He did a 2-footer tackle at Palace and got away with it again. And you only got to cast your mind back a couple of weeks when he jumped in with that staggeringly awful challenge as well. But amazingly, one thing I will say, and I think, by the way, I like him as a player. I think he does really well for United. He's never been sent off in this country as far as I can recall.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.